Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final game today for the George Williams 10th Annual Thanksgiving Classic right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I am Richard Holdridge, as we have got a good one for you tonight. We got the Eufaula Lady Tigers taking on the Lady Hawks of Hardaway here on the campus of Hardaway High School. These are two incredible teams. Eufaula went 25-1 last year in 5A in Alabama, a quarterfinals appearance. Hardaway, they're fresh off of a Final Four appearance last year in the GHSA 4A playoffs, and now we did have the starting lineups. And for Hardaway, you got Akia Shelton, Nanaya Meeks, Michaela Johnson, Janaea Hardy, Rihanna Boynton. For Eufaula, you have Janelle Palmer, Quanasia Walton, Jamaria Henderson, Alasia Forte, and Nyla Green. And the tip is won by Hardaway. Here comes Michaela Johnson. Nice pass, dishes it up, no good. It's attempted, rebounded by Janaea Hardy, and it's going to go out of bounds off Hardaway. The Hardaway Lady Hawks, they lost to Griffin in the Final Four at the campus of Fort Valley. Griffin would go on to win the state championship for 4A. Here comes Eufaula. Quick double team, and we're going to get the first jump ball of the game. Possession arrow is going to stay with the Eufaula Tigers, as Eufaula lost in the quarterfinals in the state championship last year to Charles Henderson. They would go on to make a Final Four appearance. Of course, 2 years ago, Eufaula was in 6A. They went down to 5A. There's good defense by Janaea Hardy as Palmer driving the lane, kicks it out across the perimeter to Walton. Quick double team, gives it over to Palmer. Palmer pivots, trying to find a teammate. Back out to Walton. And Walton, quick turnover there before Eufaula. As she carried, it's going to go right back to the Hardaway Lady Hawks. Hardaway is coached by head coach Kelly Ellison. She was here cheering on her sister, who's also the Brookstone head coach, as Brookstone was playing Shaw earlier today in the Thanksgiving Classic. Shaw won that game 49-44. Another turnover, as we had two quick turnovers in this game so far between Eufaula and Hardaway. Shaw won that game 49-44. Shaw had a big lead, but Brookstone came all the way back to cut it to 5. That shot is no good. It's going to be rebounded by Boynton, and here comes a long breakaway Hardy, and good defense there by Nyla Green. Quick to get back, but it's going to go back to Hardaway. We are scoreless here in the first quarter. Here for the 10th Annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. We have got just an incredible slate of games today and some games tomorrow. There's a long three by Michaela Johnson, no good. And it's rebounded by Henderson. And that pass, and Johnson steals it. Here comes Michaela Johnson, driving the lane up the middle, puts up a layup, and she will be fouled. And Michaela Johnson will go to the line to attempt 2 foul shots. Michaela Johnson, one of the top players on last year's Final Four team for the Hardaway Lady Hawks. Hardaway wanting to come out to a fast start. They know they're taking on a very talented Eufaula team that went 25-1 last year. That first foul shot is good, and we are on the board with 6:42 left to go here in the first quarter. Johnson's second foul shot attempt. Rattles in and out, and Hardaway gets the offensive rebound. Back over to Johnson, top of the key, driving the lane. Johnson kicks it out to Shelton for 3, no good. And it is rebounded by Hardy. Hardy tries to put up a shot. That's Meeks on the shot, and she will be fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2. So far, Hardaway is being aggressive. They're 1-2 on the season, but they've played some tough opponents. Their one win, they did beat Columbus, but they really want to get off to a fast start here in this Classic. That first foul shot is no good. But we've got a busy schedule of games tomorrow because the boys' teams will be playing, including the Hardaway Hawks taking on Langston Hughes. That foul shot rattles in, and it is 2-0 Hardaway. here with 6:27 left to go here in the first quarter. Full court press for Hardaway as Palmer, quick double team, kicks it out to Green, and it's deflected by Meeks, but it stays with Eufaula. So we got Hardaway and Langston Hughes tomorrow, and then the final game is Russell County taking on East Coweta. Oh, and there's a steal by Michaela Johnson. She's got 2 already. All the way to the rack, puts it up and in. And she slides on the floor, and Michaela Johnson gets Hardaway up to a 4-0 lead. And it's going to stay with Eufaula. Great vision by Michaela Johnson to read the floor, get the steal, go coast to coast, put up the easy bucket. The leading scorer from last year's team is doing it all tonight. There's a block. What a block there by Akila Shelton. But Eufaula gets it right back. Walton, and she puts up a shot, and it is now 4-2 Hardaway. Johnson running the point, taking it across the timeline. Looks like Eufaula is going to a zone defense. Johnson at the top of the key. Gives over to Hardy. Three-pointer from the corner, and it is good by Akila Shelton. First 3 of the game, and now Hardaway leads Eufaula 7-2. And that shot, that pass was almost stolen as Henderson gets it back. Here comes Hardaway with the full court defense, but one thing that is going to lead to, a timeout. So we are going to go ahead and take a timeout right here as we are early on in the first quarter. Hardaway's leading Eufaula 7-2. We'll be right back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to the campus of Hardaway High School for the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. This is the 4th and final game today on the girls' side. Don't forget that the boys play tomorrow. Here comes Eufaula. They're down 7-2, and a turnover and a steal as Hardaway got some of the bench players in here. There's a three-pointer. Michaela Johnson, that's no good, and it is an offensive rebound once again. Here comes Johnson, mid-range jumper, that is no good. Eufaula gets the rebound. Eufaula is going to try to get any opportunity they can to stay in this game. There's a long baseline jumper, no good. And then number 3 for Eufaula puts up a shot, Nyla Green, and it's rebounded by Johnson. That is going to be a foul, and Hardaway will go to the line to shoot 2. To the line will be Rihanna Boynton. 4:22 left to go here in the first quarter. Her first foul shot is off the iron, no good. We'll get a couple more subs as Chloe Patterson for Hardaway checks into the game. For Eufaula, Ariana Turner. Boynton shot no good, but it is rebounded by Lanaya Meeks. Boynton puts up a shot, they're fighting for it. Shelton's shot is up and good. That mid-range jumper for Akila Shelton. As she hits it, it's 9-2 Hardaway. Good defense by Julia Johnson. And we're gonna get a travel off Eufaula, and it's gonna go back to Hardaway as they have been aggressive. They've had some offensive scoring and some quick defense, especially from Michaela Johnson. She already has 2 steals, but she's had a couple of fast break points as well. is Hardaway is just trying to make a statement in this game. I mean, they're 1-2, but this is a team that went to the Final Four last year. There's good defense by Eufaula's Kiesha Tennille, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. It will be a non-shooting foul, and we're going to get a timeout as Coach Ellison's going to call a timeout and get her Hardaway Lady Hawks team in position. And we're going to go ahead and take a break here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back as this is the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. We'll be back. Welcome back to Hardaway High School. It's the 10th annual Thanksgiving George Williams Classic. There's a three-pointer, and it's no good. Rebounded by Eufaula. That is Ariana Turner. There's a long three-point attempt by Henderson, no good. And it's going to be an over-the-back call, and Hardaway's going to get the ball back. 9-2, Hardaway is leading in this game. Julia Johnson, top of the key, swings it over to Patterson. Inside to Shelton, puts up a mid-range jumper, and it bounces off the rim, and it goes right in. And it has been all Hardaway, 11-2 over Eufaula. Julia Johnson with a couple of points. She's got 4. Good full court press defense. And there's another three-point attempt, and it rattles in and out. Jamarionia Henderson, no good. And here comes the Hardaway Lady Hawks trying to push the floor. Julia Johnson, that pass was attempted for number 4, Akilah Shelton, and it goes back to Eufaula. We mentioned this Eufaula team is out of Eufaula, Alabama. They are in 5A. Made it to the quarterfinals last year, lost to Charles Henderson. There's a nice pass, and that is no good. And we're getting a jump ball, and it's going to go to Hardaway. That's the second jump ball of the game. .231 left to go here in the first quarter, as the Hardaway Lady Hawks leading Eufaula 11-2. Julia Johnson, junior point guard, running the court. Swings it over to Michaela Johnson. Nice pass by Julia Johnson to Michaela Johnson for the easy 2. And it's now 13-2, Hardaway on top. Bounce pass over to Walton. Quick double team. Holman. Out to Henderson, and it's stolen by Hardaway. Here comes the fast break. There's a nice pass to Julia Johnson inside. Puts up a shot, no good. Gets her own rebound, but it's going to be a foul. Looks like it will be a shooting foul. As going to the line will be Janaea Hardy, the junior forward. (13-2) is your score. It's now 14-2 as she makes her first foul shot. And she makes 2 of 2. 15-2, the Hardaway Lady Hawks on top. Trying to split the defenders, but Hardaway almost got the steal. It's going to stay with Eufaula. Quenisha Walton with the sophomore trying to split the defender. So trying to inbounds it. Underneath the basket. Oh, that was almost stolen by Julia Johnson. Been tremendous off the bench. And it's going to go back to Hardaway. Hardaway's been forcing these turnovers, making Eufaula make ill-advised passes. It's that swarming defense that Coach Ellison teaches her team. As they have done it all season long last year, got them to a Final Four berth, and they're hoping to duplicate the same. They do have a tough region, though. Shaw is going to be improved. Julia Johnson for three, no good. That is going to be rebound, and it all alone and all the way to the basket, and that is good for number one, Brooke Holman. And it stops the bleeding. It's now 15-4 as Eufaula trails. Johnson over to Michaela Johnson. Nice pass to number 22, Janaea Hardy, and she's going to go to the line to shoot two. The floor vision of Michaela Johnson to see her teammate Hardy underneath the basket, and she was able to draw the foul, trying to extend this 15-4 lead with 54 seconds left to go here in the first. That foul shot rattles off the top of the rim and falls out. We'll have a couple of subs here in this game. This is the fourth and final game tonight on the girls' side. That foul shot's no good, but Michaela Johnson with the big offensive rebound on the putback. Hardy, Julia Johnson, top of the key for three. She makes the bucket. Julia Johnson makes it 18-4. That was second chance points by Hardaway as that shot, that is going to be a foul on the floor. It will be a shooting foul, and going to the line for Eufaula will be number 22, Jalea Wynn, and that foul shot is up and in. 37 seconds left to go here in the first. It's 18-5, Hardaway on top. Wynn, second foul shot. That is no good, rebounded by Johnson. Johnson trying to push the floor, trying to get the final shot. Gives over to Julia Johnson, swings it over to Michaela Johnson. Back over to Patterson for three, no good. Rebounded by number 10 for Eufaula, Quanisha Walton, and we are going to get another foul on the floor. With 16 seconds left to go, will Eufaula try to hold for the final shot of the first? Hardaway still playing that tough full court press defense. Trying to make Eufaula play the half court game. We're gonna get another foul. You gotta watch the fouls here in the quarter because that is going to be the fourth team foul with 7.4 seconds left to go. Trying to look for a teammate. Julia Johnson almost stole it. Gives it over to Neal, and it is stolen. And they puts up a shot off the top of the backboard, and no good. We've played one here on the campus of Hardaway High School. The Hardaway Lady Hawks lead the Eufaula Lady Tigers 18-5 as you are watching the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Start of the second quarter here on the campus of Hardaway High School. It's Eufaula and Hardaway. Hardaway is leading 18-5 after one. As this is the fourth and final game today, as Columbus did take on Smith Station. Central took on Westover. You saw that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Shaw took on Brookstone. Carver was supposed to play East Coweta, but that game was a forfeit win, as that shot is good for Eufaula. Good shot there by Keisha Tyndall. It's now 18-7. Inside, right to the top of the key, Michaela Johnson. Wide open three for Akila Shelton, no good, but it's rebounded by Hardy. Hardy back to Michaela Johnson for three, no good. And it is rebounded by Eufaula as they try to push the floor. What a block shot by Hardy. Or Akila Shelton, right to Michaela Johnson, finger roll, up and in. Good pass by Akila Shelton, right to Michaela Johnson. It's 20-7. Almost stolen by Hardaway. Good defense by Janaea Hardy. There's a shot, mid-range jumper, not quite a three for Eufaula by Keisha Tyndall. Here comes the fast break. Here comes the Lady Hawks. Puts up a shot and in is Janaea Hardy, and she's fouled. Count the bucket. She will go to the line for the and one. First, the foul shot, no good, and Eufaula gets the rebound. Ariana Turner, here comes Hardaway with the full court press defense, and that is an easy steal. 3-on-1 and up to the basket, no good, but going to the line for two is Rihanna Boynton. Actually, no, they are saying it's a non-shooting foul. Boynton did not go to the basket. Janaea Hardy will inbounds it. Here's Michaela Johnson, wide open three, and she makes the bucket. Michaela Johnson extends this Hardaway lead to 25-7 here in the second quarter, as that pass little out of the reach of Tennille, and it's going to go back to Hardaway. Eufaula is 1-0 on the season. They did defeat Dothan on November the 14th, 56-45. Hardaway is 1-2 on the season. Here comes Michaela Johnson. Nice pass inside to her teammate, Rihanna Boynton. Give Michaela Johnson the assist. Boynton with the bucket. It's a 20-point lead for Hardaway. Julia Johnson with good defense on Tennille. Over to Holman. And there's a steal by Julia Johnson. All the way to the rack. Julia Johnson puts up a shot. She will be fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. Once again, the court vision of Julia Johnson as Hardaway tries to extend this 20-point lead. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we have a slate of games all week to include the boys tomorrow for the George Williams Thanksgiving Classic, as that foul shot is good. And then Friday, we're calling Calvary Christian in a championship game. Yes, it's going to be at Calvary Christian taking on Skip Stone Academy, as high school game day is going to be there as well, as Julia Johnson makes both free throws. 29-7. As a quick double team, and there's a block. What a block by, wow, Akila Shelton. Defense leads to quick offense for Hardaway. Michaela Johnson's open for three. She's got the bucket. Michaela Johnson is on fire. 32-7. As Eufaula Palmer trying to get around. Julia Johnson's not going to let Palmer try to get around her. She has just been one of those point guards that is committed to defense. She is on ball. They go to the full court press. This is why Hardaway is a dangerous team, especially, a team that did lose some seniors from last year's team. They do have a player that's injured, but they still have a very talented team that could get back to the Final Four. Palmer's going to take it across the timeline, trying to get past Johnson. Over to her teammate Walton. Back over to Palmer. Loses the handle as Henderson. Shot clock is winding down. It's at 9. Over to Palmer. Trying to get it, and another, they're hanging on to it. It's going to be a jump ball. Good aggression by Hardaway to get a jump ball, and it's going to give us an opportunity for a couple of subs to get back into the game with 4:31 left to go here in the second quarter. It's been just an offensive output for the Hardaway Lady Hawks, 32-7 over Eufaula. And there is a block by number 10 going the other way, Quanisha Walton. She's only a sophomore. But Eufaula's going to try to stay in this game. They're not going to give up. Tennille, back over to Henderson. Tennille's trying to drive the lane. The give over to Walton, top of the key. The Brown fires a long mid-range jumper, and that is kicked off the shoelaces of Eufaula, and it's going to go back to Hardaway. Like I mentioned, Hardaway is 1-2 on the season. They did lose to River Ridge. It was their last contest. They did beat Columbus, but they also lost to Union Grove in a very close contest, 48-45. There's a shot, no good, but I think we're going to get a whistle. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Eufaula. As Thrift Barons and I are excited about live streaming high school basketball games, we also live stream CVCC Pirates and Lady Pirates basketball. We do our weekly Georgia Alabama Sports live show, and we've had our live shows at Happy Hour Bar and Grill. As that foul shot is no good. Nakia Shelton to the line with 3:45 left to go here in the second quarter. Second attempt, no good, but Hardaway gets the offensive rebound. Patterson, Julia Johnson kicks it over to Mundy. And we're going to get another jump ball, and it's going to go to Eufaula. Like I mentioned, Hardaway making that Final Four run last year. They lost to the eventual state champion Griffin Bears at Fort Valley. They are looking to have a great season this year under head coach Kelly Ellison. And there's a nice pass. That was a little too much mustard on it. It was intended for Erica. It's a Mundy, and then it's going to go back to Hardaway. So one thing that Hardaway's been doing well has been forcing the turnovers. It's that full court press that is forcing turnovers, that creates instant offense. And when you have shooters like Julia Johnson and Michaela Johnson, and there's a nice block, but Hardaway's going to get it right back. Meeks inside to Shelton. Shelton puts it off the glass, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by number 15, Maja Jernan, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. It will be a non-shooting foul as Janelle Palmer the junior for the Eufaula Tigers, is going to take it underneath the basket. Puts up a shot, and that's up and in. Maisha Jernan, the junior, makes it 32-9. Julia Johnson taking it across the timeline. Back to Johnson, a long pass to Patterson. There's a mid-range jumper by Shelton, no good, and it's hitting the floor and hustling forward and trying to get the rebound for the Eufaula Lady Tigers is Maisha Jernan. But it does go off of a Hardaway player, and it will go to Eufaula. Don't forget that after this game, we will announce the Olivia Rutledge MVP Award for the best player in this game. Olivia Rutledge, a longtime retired principal of Spencer High School, as the player of the game for the Shaw Brookstone game, as that is a block, and here comes Hardaway going the other way. There's a long three-point attempt by Janaea Hardy, no good. She had the block on the other side of the court, and we're gonna get another jump ball, and it's gonna go to Hardaway. The George Williams Classic. This is the 10th annual Classic. George Williams, 36 years of coaching, and this has really been a tradition. The week leading up to Thanksgiving week, a lot of schools are out. As Michaela Johnson for three, and she is on fire. That is her fourth three-pointer of the game, and Hardaway extends their lead over Eufaula 35-9. And that is gonna be a travel. So really, it has been a great success over the past couple of years, this 10th annual, as these high schools just love to showcase here early on in the season. As Julia Johnson fires a three, and that is no good. Michaela Johnson, good hustle, getting her offensive rebound, a nice pass, but it's gonna be a travel. As Rihanna Boynton took too many steps. With 1:13 left to go here in the second quarter, Hardaway leading Eufaula 35-9. This is a Eufaula team that went 25-1 last year. Their only loss was in the quarterfinals to Charles Henderson. And that shot is up and in. Count the basket for Quanisha Walton, and she will go to the line to attempt the three-point play. That is how you get back into the game if you are the Eufaula Tigers. Of course, Eufaula made that transition to 5A last year. They were in 6A in the AHSAA, as that foul shot is good by Walton, who is a sophomore. 35-12 is your score. Here comes Johnson. Nice pass, tip block, fighting for it. We're gonna get another jump ball, and it's gonna go back to Eufaula. So with 44 seconds, can Eufaula try to get on a little bit of a scoring run to get back into this game? Trying to set up the screen. Walton fires a three, is Tennille, and she's got the bucket. It's back to a 20-point lead as Eufaula has cut the lead with 23 seconds left to go. Here comes Eufaula with the full court press, and they are gonna get it back and probably will hold for the final shot in the first half. As they have been on a little bit of a scoring run, a 5-0 run on Hardaway, as Hardaway now leads by 20, 35-15. Here comes Eufaula. Henderson back over to Palmer. 10 seconds. Palmer over to Henderson, fires a three, no good. Rebounded by Hardaway, 3 seconds. Probably not enough time to get a shot up, but it's stolen really quick, and almost an attempt by Maisha Jernan to try to get a shot off. She had the quick steal, but that is going to take it to the half as Hardaway leads Eufaula 35-15 as you are watching the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back with the second half. Welcome back to the campus of Hardaway High School for the fourth and final game here for the George Williams 10th Annual Thanksgiving Classic. I am Richard Holdridge on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Please like our Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel as we do a live show every week. We live stream mini games, including high school basketball, CVCC, Pirates and Lady Pirates hoops, and high school playoffs for football, as we will have the championship game this Friday at Calvary Christian, as Calvary will be taking on Skipstone Academy right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Start of the second half, 35-15. That was a quick block. It's going to go back to Eufaula. Eufaula did a good job closing out that first half, went on a 5-0 run to cut it to 20. But it has been the offensive explosion of the Hardaway Lady Hawks. There's a nice screen as Eufaula wants to try to cut into this lead. And Tennille will get called for a traveling violation, and it's going to go back to Hardaway. So the keys to this game, Hardaway's just got to continue doing what they do, dishing it inside to Michaela Johnson, letting her shoot threes and when she's open, and also Julia Johnson running the point. And then Akia Shelton with those mid-range jumpers. As Shelton's got the ball, she puts up a shot. That is no good, but she draws the foul, and she will go to the line to shoot two. So we are back here tomorrow on the campus of Hardaway High School, as the Hardaway Hawks will be taking on Langston Hughes at 5. You can catch that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then the Russell County Warriors taking on East Coweta out of Noonan, Georgia at 6 p.m. Exciting here at this 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. It's always been a tradition. The week of Thanksgiving, all the kids are out of school. And we would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people are out there traveling, as that first foul shot is no good. Second one is no good, and Eufaula will get the rebound, driving it inside, and will go the line to shoot two. Is number 2, Janelle Palmer. Early on here in the second half, 7:15 left to go here in the third period. Central defeated Westover 62-47. That game was aired here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live as Thrip Behringer was on the call. That first foul shot is no good. After that, Shaw was taking on Brookstone. And Shaw had a big lead in that game. Brookstone cut it to 5 as Tiara Tucker won the Olivia Rutledge MVP award, the longtime retired principal of Spencer High School. As that's rebounded by Michaela Johnson. Gives it over to Shelton. Back over to Johnson. Johnson calling the plays, top of the key. Swings it over to Shelton. Dishes it. Back out to Johnson. Johnson fires up a 3, and she's got the bucket. That is Michaela Johnson's 5th three-pointer of the game. And the Lady Hawks from Hardaway with a 39-15 lead. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. Probably not going to be, it will not be a non-shooting foul. It will be taken underneath the basket by number 44, Ariana Turner. Oh, and there's a good defensive play by number 33, Rihanna Boynton. Boynton with that length and size, she is not going to get anything easy. Back over to the top of the key to Palmer. Palmer swings it inside to Turner. Turner puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Jernan. She gets her own rebound, pivots, tries to find a teammate, gives it over to Palmer for 3, no good. And Michaela Johnson with another rebound. There's a long pass, and it is that little too much, but Hardaway gets it right back with a quick turnover and puts up a shot. Is Akia Shelton, and she will go to the line to attempt the three-point play. Hardaway, good heads-up play, getting the turnover off the stolen pass by Eufaula, but Hardaway with the awareness to slap it away, get the possession, And Eufaula Shelton, who's known for her mid-range jumper, she puts up a shot inside and gets fouled, and the three-point attempt no good, and it is rebounded by Turner. 41-15, 6:10 left to go here in the third quarter. There's a three-point attempt by Jernan, and that is no good. It's rebounded by Meeks. Oh, there's a nice pass right to Shelton, and she's got the bucket. She was underneath the basket, right place, right time. A great pass, and it's now 43-15. Palmer. Turner puts up a shot, and she will go to the line to shoot two. So Hardaway, with their Final Four appearance last year, and Fort Valley, they lost to Griffin, the eventual state champions, 59-54. Through their Final Four journey, they defeated Northwest Whitfield 48-42 in the quarterfinals. They defeated Fayette County 60-30 in the second round, and West Lawrence 71-29 in the first round, as that first foul shot is no good. On to a 24-5 overall record last year, 8-0 in the region. And their leading scorer from last year's team, Eufaula Johnson, averaged 18.7 points a game, is back in the starting lineup as that foul shot is good as Turner makes one of two. It's 43-16. Here comes Julia Johnson. Inside, and Eufaula, good steal all the way to the rack, puts up a shot, no good. That was a good effort, but Julia Johnson, wide open three, and it rattles in and out. Good offensive rebound, but we're gonna get a jump ball. Fighting for it underneath the basket was Rihanna Boynton, but you also had Turner trying to get the basket, and Eufaula will get possession back on the jump ball. Jernan almost lost it. There's a pass, and that is blocked by Shelton. Over to Eufaula Johnson. Can she go coast to coast? Eufaula Johnson, finger roll up and in. Eufaula Johnson, instant offense for the Hardaway Lady Hawks. It is 45-16. There's a long three-pointer that is blocked. Eufaula Shelton with the big block, and Johnson took too many steps, and it's going to go back to Eufaula. The momentum carried her as they were trying to go coast to coast. But what an effort by Shelton to get her fingertips up for the block, which led to a quick transition, but Eufaula Johnson took too many steps. It's going to go back to Eufaula. 4:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Hardaway is leading 45-16 in the fourth and final game of today on the girls' side in the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. There's a long three-point attempt by Eufaula, getting it back. That was Walton. And there's a steal on the play by Palmer. Palmer's going to try to go coast to coast, driving the lane, quick double team, puts up a quick shot, and another block by Hardaway, and bodies are hitting the floor. They're getting aggressive. There's another block. Back-to-back blocks by Boynton. And then finally, Eufaula gets on the board, Janelle Palmer, but the effort to get 2 points. Hardaway does not make it easy for Eufaula as they were swatting away shots. Eufaula stayed with the play, and looked like Tennille was trying to get the steal, and she ends up with the foul. So you look at this team, Eufaula Johnson last year averaged 18.7 points a game. Eufaula Shelton averaged 10 points a game. And they're without their starter, Adasia Burrell. So this Hardaway team is just going to continue to improve. They're 1-2 on the season. But they're playing a lot of tough opponents. I mean, you got to get battle tested in these non-region games. And they're playing a very talented Eufaula team that went 25-1 last year. There's a shot attempt. Up is Lanaya Meeks, and she will go to the line to attempt 2. Everybody, please like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thrift Behringer and myself, Richard Holdridge, we live stream many sporting events to include high school basketball, CVCC, Pirates and Lady Pirates. As the football season is wrapping up, we do have one final high school football game this Friday night at Calvary Christian, as Meeks' foul shot is up and in, as Calvary trying to win a state championship under first-year head coach Emmanuel Brunson. They are taking on Skip Stone Academy, and Meeks makes 2-2. So Hardaway leading 47-18 here in the third quarter. As we will get a quick sub. Got a pretty decent crowd out here tonight on the campus of Hardaway High School, which is in very close proximity to Columbus State. It's just down the street from Columbus State. I know when they were playing in the Muskogee County Christmas tournament, it did feel like a home court advantage because they were just right there. Had a chance to talk to the head basketball coach of the Columbus State Lady Cougars, Coach Matt Hauser, at halftime. You know, he has interest in high school basketball in this area. Here in attendance watching this game, you know, we thank him for his support. And Coach Moore of the Columbus State Cougars. As there's a shot up by number 22, Janiyah Hardy. She will go to the line to shoot 2. We really appreciate everybody's support on Facebook Live and on YouTube, as Hardy's first foul shot is good. And Hardaway is back to a 30-point lead. The second foul shot is good. 2-2 for Hardy. 31-point lead. They were up by 20 at the half, and they have not taken their foot off the gas pedal. They have been a swarming defense, full court press. It has been very difficult to get anything on offense for Eufaula, and they force another turnover, a traveling violation on the Eufaula Lady Tigers, and it goes back to Hardaway. Hardaway's upcoming schedule, they do have a game against Campbell on the 24th. They will take on the Columbus Blue Devils on December the 5th, hosting Harris County on December the 15th, taking on Northside on January the 6th. A lot of games, you know, scheduling games in Columbus. A lot of talented teams in this area. And you want to try to get those non-region games. Of course, their region opponent is Shaw. And there's a shot put up by Palmer, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. When Hardaway gets into region play, they got Bainbridge, Cairo, Westover, and Shaw. We've seen Shaw today here on the Thanksgiving Classic. They had a very close game against Brookstone, as Tiara Tucker got the MVP, the Olivia Rutledge MVP award for her outstanding performance. As Palmer makes the first foul shot, it's back to a 30-point lead for Hardaway. And looking at the schedule, they will play Shaw on this January the 12th, and they will be back here in this gymnasium on February the 2nd, taking on the Shaw Lady Raiders. Of course, they'll be in the Muskogee County Christmas tournament as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. As Eufaula swarming defense, they got a 2-on-1 break, fast break, and they cannot control the possession. They did not have the numbers as Jernan tries to kick it out to Palmer. Quick double team and a quick steal by Hardaway, but it's going to be a foul on the floor. Little too aggressive with that steal was number 33, Rihanna Boynton, who's only a freshman, but she was inserted into the starting lineup by Coach Ellison, and that just tells you that she has got a bright future here for the Hardaway Lady Hawks. Just a reminder that we are going to be back here on the campus of Hardaway High School tomorrow on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The Hardaway Hawks, led by their head coach and athletic director, Kendall Mills, taking on Langston Hughes. And then we have Russell County, led by head coach, the former Auburn point guard, Coach Ronnie Battle, taking on the Indians of East Coweta, which are out of Noonan, Georgia. As Palmer makes that foul shot, and it's 49-21. Eufaula playing a little bit more aggressive on defense, trying to get a stop. There's a long three-point attempt, no good, and Eufaula's going to get the ball back and trying to push it up the floor. Little too much mustard on that pass, and it's going to go back to Hardaway. That was intended for Quanisha Walton, and looks like Michaela Johnson, who got a little bit of a breather, is going to come back in the game. Coach Ellison trying to get her leading scorer from last year's team back on the floor. And she really has had great handles. She can run the point, she can pass. There's a long three-pointer by Shelton, and it's off the rim and in. The bank is still open, 52-21, as Shelton with the bank shot. And a great pass by Michaela Johnson. Palmer, bounce pass, baseline, pivoting. Holman puts up a three-pointer, and Henderson's got it. And it's now 52-24, but here comes Hardaway, a bank shot off the glass by Janiah Hardy, and it's back to a 30-point lead for Hardaway. 1:17 left to go here in the third period. And Janelle Palmer will go to the line to shoot two for Eufaula. Palmer's first foul shot is good. So the Eufaula Lady Tigers, a couple of years ago, they were in 6A. They were in the same region with Valley and Russell County, but they made the move down to 5A. Went 25-1 last year, lost to Charles Henderson in the quarterfinals of the AHSAA 5A playoffs. Here it comes, what a shot by Janiah Hardy, and it's now back to a 30-point lead. Anytime Eufaula gets a bucket, Hardaway finds an answer. There's a bounce pass, three-point attempt off the glass, no good. Palmer still with it, quick double team, kicks it out to her teammate Jernan. We're gonna get a foul. 49 seconds left to go here in the third period, as Jernan will go to the line to shoot two. The foul shot is no good. That foul shot's no good, and Michaela Johnson with the rebound. Johnson. And we're gonna get a whistle. 36 seconds left to go here in the third period. Hardaway is leading Eufaula 56-27. To shoot two. That first foul shot is good. And she makes 2 of 2. 58-27, 30 seconds left to go. See if Eufaula holds for the final shot. Tennille, back over to Palmer. Palmer looking for a screen. Back over to Tennille. 19 seconds. Shoots up a long three-pointer. It's no good. It goes out of bounds, and it will go back to Hardaway. As we wrap up the high school football season, as Calvary Christian will take on Skipstone Academy this Friday in the championship. December 7th, we've got the Sports Vision's High School Football Awards Luncheon as the guest speaker, Auburn's head football coach Hugh Freeze. And Michaela Johnson off the glass and in, and she will go to the line to attempt the three-point play. I mean, we knew that Michaela Johnson was instant offense. She averaged 18.7 points a game last year. And that's a rebound in it. That counts. What a putback. Rihanna Boynton gets the miss off the foul shot, and she puts it back up. It looked like Eufaula's players froze. They didn't know what to do. There was still plenty of time for her to get the shot off. So we got one more quarter to go here in the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. The Hardaway Lady Hawks lead the Eufaula Lady Tigers 62-27. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We got one more quarter to go in the fourth and final game of the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. Richard Holdridge here on the broadcast as the Hardaway Lady Hawks leading the Eufaula Lady Tigers 62-27 as we start the fourth quarter. And taking it out, running the point is Michaela Johnson. Gives it over to Janiyah Hardy, and she is going to get fouled on the floor. Hardaway still playing aggressive, not taking their foot off the gas pedal. As they are as deep as they were last year, this team that made a Final Four run, lost to the eventual state champions, Griffin. A really close game at Fort Valley State. As Kia Shelton tries to get that pass, it will stay here with Hardaway. Hardy looking for the screen. Over to Shelton, puts up a mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded by Henderson. There's a long three-point attempt, no good, but Hardy with the rebound. She tries to go coast to coast. There's a three-point attempt, no good. And the putback, no good by Boynton. Another shot and then another rebound by Robinson. As Pugh. There's a shot attempt, no good. It was actually Palmer on that. Here comes Michaela Johnson. Johnson, top of the key, Hardy, over to Shelton. Shelton, driving the lane. It's gonna go to Eufaula as it was off Shelton's leg. So with 4:45 left to go in this game, Hardaway is in control, 62-27. But like we saw from the previous game here in the Classic, Brookstone came all the way back and cut the lead against Shaw to 5. I know that Hardaway was looking at that game with invested interest because Shaw is a region opponent. But of course, Coach Ellison was there supporting her sister, Kim Ellison, who is the head basketball coach at Brookstone. Had an incredible state championship run in the GIAA. There's an almost steal by Michaela Johnson. But that is going to stay with Eufaula. We got Julia Johnson coming back into the game for Hardaway. And Kennedy Mundy also coming into the game for the Lady Hawks. This Classic kicked things off at 12. And it looks like we had an ill-advised buzzer. We got 4:07 left to go. They're going to go ahead and reset the game clock, and we're going to go ahead and start back up with 4:07 left to go here in this game. So Columbus took on Smith Station at 12. Central took on Westover at 1:30. That game you saw here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live with Thrift Behringer. Shaw took on Brookstone. Shaw won that game by 5. There's Julia Johnson for 3 in the corner, and she's got the bucket. 65-27. Hardaway is just continuing to pile it on offense. There is a steal by Hardy. Here comes Michaela Johnson going coast to coast. Puts a finger roll up and in. And it is a 40-point lead for Hardaway. There's a long three-point attempt. No good. It is rebounded. And there puts up a shot, and that is no good. Another rebound. Shelton, she puts up a shot, and we are going to get a foul.
I got 2 MVPs.
Shelton, that foul shot is good. Don't forget, at the end of this game, we will announce the Olivia Rutledge MVP Award. Mrs. Olivia Rutledge, the longtime retired principal at Spencer High School. We will be announcing that here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. A big shout out to the longtime head basketball coach, George Williams, 36 years of coaching in Muskogee County, as he has coached at places like Spencer, Columbus, and Carver. And he also has several sons that also have coached, including Pershing Williams, who coached at Kennesaw State and now coaching at Georgia Tech under Coach Damian Stoudemire. Coach Pershing Williams was actually on that Kennesaw State squad that went to the NCAA tournament as Michaela Johnson, another three-pointer. She cannot be denied. Her 6th three-pointer of this game. It's 71-27. There's a three-point attempt, no good, but Michaela Johnson's got to have close to a double-double. as she gets another rebound. Here's a shot attempt, and she makes the bucket. Wow. It's been a scoring barrage. Kennedy Mundy with that shot. And there's another shot attempt, and there's a long breakaway. Hardy, Johnson, bounce pass to Mundy, no good, and Eufaula with the rebound. And 2 minutes left to go. 74-27 is your score. The Hardaway Lady Hawks trying to go to 2-2. There's the three-point attempt for the Lady Tigers. That is done by number 1, Brooke Holman. We are going to get a timeout here on the floor. It's Hardaway 74, Eufaula 30. We'll be right back right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. You don't want to go anywhere. Right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to the campus of Hardaway High School for the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. I'm Richard Holdridge here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live as the Hardaway Lady Hawks that went to the Final Four last year leading Eufaula 74-30. It has been all Hardaway in this game. Here comes Meeks. Puts up a shot, no good, and we are going to get a jump ball. We've got plenty of them tonight as Kennedy Mundy has got some playing time as well. Julia Johnson, they've got depth. Coach Ellison's got a squad that could just about play with anybody, not only in the state of Georgia, but apparently in the state of Alabama too, because they're taking on one of the top teams in 5A, the Eufaula Lady Tigers, who went 25-1 last year. Good pass, and then a steal by Julia Johnson. Going coast to coast, puts up a shot, and she will go to the line to shoot 2. Good court vision by Julia Johnson to go coast to coast. With a minute 12 left to go, the Hardaway Lady Hawks will go to 2-2 as they will take on Campbell up in Smyrna, Georgia on the 24th of November. Looking at the schedule, Georgia Alabama Sports Live will be live streaming not only the Hardaway team, but also all the teams in Muskogee County, Harris County, Glenwood, Calvary Christian, Pacelli, Brookstone. We are just excited about live streaming games. And I know that Thrip Behringer and I, we are just absolutely excited because we love high school basketball. We want to support these kids, the coaches. They've done an outstanding job as Johnson's first foul shot is no good. And it really got started with the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament last year. We got introduced to all the public schools in Muskogee County. We'll be there as well right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. Julia Johnson makes 1 of 2. 75-30 with a minute 12 left to go. It has been all Hardaway in this game. And another steal. And it's going to get a jump ball because Eufaula got a finger in there. And they're trying to stay aggressive, but it's going to go back to Hardaway. Less than a minute to go here in this game. Just a reminder, I will be announcing the Olivia Rutledge MVP Award. And you will hear it right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And there's another block. And there's a steal. And Hardaway is still playing tough all the way to the whistle. There's a shot, no good. And it's rebounded by Meeks. Here come the Lady Hawks trying to go coast to coast. Over to Meeks. Meeks puts it off the glass and up and in. 77-30, 28 seconds left to go. Here comes Palmer. She puts up a shot. No good. Hardy with the rebound. It will go off of Eufaula. It will stay. Actually, it went off of Hardaway. It will stay with Eufaula. As Hardy was trying to go for the rebound. 20 seconds left to go. That pass was almost stolen. Here comes a mid-range jumper. That's off the mark. No good. Another shot attempt. No good. Janiyah Hari trying to go coast to coast. And she collides with a Eufaula player, and she's going to draw the foul as Jarmona Henderson did not plant her feet. She was trying to go for, actually, she did plant her feet. That was an offensive foul. A good job by Jarmona Henderson to draw the charge with 6 seconds left to go. It's not going to matter. Let's see if Eufaula wants to try to get a shot off with 3 seconds. And there's a shot attempt, no good, and that will do it. The Hardaway Lady Hawks win the game over a team that went 25-1 last year as they completely dominated this game by a final score of 77-30. And Hardaway goes to 2-2 on the season. What an incredible game. I'm going to go ahead and announce the Olivia Rutledge MVPs. We have co-MVPs, Keela Shelton and Michaela Johnson. And you'll catch that right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's time to announce the most valuable player, the Olivia Rutledge MVP Award for the 10th annual George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. MVPs, number 4, Keela Shelton, and number 14, Michaela Johnson. Congratulations to the co-MVPs. We'd like to thank you for attending the George Williams Thanksgiving Classic. Stay tuned for tomorrow's action, and don't forget that you can catch the Hardaway Langston Hughes game and the Russell County East Coweta game right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We will see you tomorrow. Welcome back to the campus of Hardaway High School as we've had a fun day. It started here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Central defeated Westover 62-47. And Hardaway defeats Eufaula 77-30. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we have the Hardaway boys taking on Langston Hughes at 5 p.m., followed by Russell County versus East Coweta. Threat Barringer and I will be on the call. We're excited about that. You can watch that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I want to thank my producer, Chris Gates, for doing an outstanding job with the broadcast. Don't forget, we also have the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show that's going to air Wednesday night. And then we got Calvary Christian taking on Skip Stone Academy for the GAPS 3A Championship on the campus of Calvary. So for Chris Gates, I'm Richard Holderidge saying so long from Hardaway High School. We will see you back here tomorrow. Good night, everyone.